Alright, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a different kind of video. This is a story time. A story time about how I got hacked. Well, I'm not going to say already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so that you can get more videos from me, especially my money videos and my finances and budgeting videos. So I'm gonna get right into it. This video took me a little bit of time to make. It took me about 2 weeks to go ahead and get my thoughts together and my mental state together so that I could just make the video to make sure that I wasn't blaming myself. Well, I do blame myself for a little bit of it, but not much. It goes like this. I was going through, and I was making sure that I was getting ready for my trip. And I knew I had a trip to go on, and I had been saving the money, and I'd also been budgeting my money and putting the money in the right places as I thought. I continued to do that. My planning videos, just planning my life along the way and going on with my everyday life. Now, keep in mind now, I don't make a whole lot of money. I do these things on YouTube so that I can not only help myself, but to help others as well. And I noticed I got a call from my bank, and it was an automated call, of course, and it was like, you have some unusual transactions on your account. Now, this was last month, which would have been September. I hadn't been getting any alerts or anything on my account. So I'm going as normal as usual, and I'm thinking like this. When I'm looking at my account, I'm thinking, okay, that is something that I did. That it was nothing really unusual. Well, as I started going through the statements recently, I decided to go through them one by one, month by month, from month to month. I said, okay, I'm going to go through every month. I went through those statements, and I be goodness gracious, I tell you, I'm looking like, girl, did they really just do this? So apparently someone had gotten into my Google Play account on my phone, and I did not remember that I had my bank attached to Google Play. When you first get your phone and you set your phone up, of course, I got Google, I got an Android. I'm sure it happens with the Apples too. And you connect everything to Google Pay, Google Play. And I don't use Google Pay. I always use either cash, and lately that's all I've been using. So I'm like, okay, what in the world? So I'm thinking back, what did I buy? So I started going through my YouTube account. And in my YouTube account, where I actually was giving donations to other people, my YouTube account, I'm like, okay, I did that. But then there was a little blue circle in there, which means something was wrong. The person that I gave it to, it didn't turn their name. It turned blue. It was a blue circle. So I say this all to say is that somehow, some way, and I'm not sure if it was through Google Ads or what, but somehow, some way, someone was able to get through into my personal bank account. And it made me angry. It made me upset. If I had not have had family to like step in, I think I would have been into a world of trouble with this thing. But as they got in, so people might have thought that I gave them a super chat or a donation or whatever. And guess what? Some of them didn't get the donation. Someone else got it. And not only did they get that donation, they were taking double amounts out of my account. Well, they got a little sloppy. And like I said, it took me a while to make this video because I'm always the type of person that's just going to internalize it and be like, okay, don't worry about it. Just keep going and it's going to be all right. Don't say nothing. It won't be no bad thing. But I feel very obligated to say something. I feel obligated to tell everybody that these things happen in your account, and to make sure if I'm going to talk about finances, I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this can happen to you. And I take partly responsibility because on my bank statements, I was not checking them as often as I should be. The normal things that are automatically deducted, I was just going along with the flow. Well, when someone's taking $5, $10, and then it gets to a point where they're taking $20, and they're doubling it and tripling it, it gets to be a whole lot. It ended up being, and I kept looking, and I'm looking down right now at the statements now. It ended up being, I want to say, I couldn't really decipher how much was missing and how much wasn't missing. I couldn't decipher that because I had memberships here and memberships there, and I'm like, girl. So I wasn't sure if that was a real transaction or a fake transaction. Well, to say all of this, I did reach out to YouTube, and I reached out to Google as well, and I did go through the process of knowing how to contact them. A lot of people don't know how to contact them. I do know how to contact them, and I'll put how you can contact YouTube and get in contact with them, and they can contact you back. You cannot talk to a person if there were numbers under my transactions. If I had called those numbers, I believe it would have been 10 times worse because those were fraudulent people. Matter of fact, when I say hack, they hacked my phone and my phone actually it's still messed up. I don't know if it's got malware on it or what the deal is, but the only way to fix that is to go ahead and just swipe it all clean or get a new one, because they did. Long story short, I ended up contacting the bank, going in to see someone at the bank and talking to them about my account. They didn't do a whole lot, but I know that they could reimburse some of the funds for me. I didn't do that. I just left it alone. I wanted to see if Google and YouTube could reimburse it. I found out that if I do get that reimbursement for some of the transactions, like the names, and I'll put those right there, the fake transactions that you'll see on your statement, I'm gonna put them right there so you can see what they look like. And I found out that the only way that to get those off of there, they can reimburse. You just have to go through the process and ask them to reimburse. Now, will I be able to use my Google Play account? I only really use that for like games and stuff. Y'all know back in the day, I still played a little Toy Blast game, but I only use that to play little games. And before I got Audible, I used to use it to read books. But it's just the principle behind the whole thing. I know the story time is getting a little bit carried away, but it's just the principle that can actually happen. And I believe where it happened at was in the live chats on YouTube. And it did happen. And I'm really curious to know, how. But needless to say, that did take place, and they did, or whoever got into the account and was able to access my personal bank account. It's a little bit creepy and a little bit scary. But like I said, I am so thankful that I had my family. I still was able to take the trip. We still went to the wedding and had a great time. As far as my savings funds that I had started with my sinking funds. I had to use all of those funds, everything that I had already saved up, and I had to put it in my account so that I could manage to pay my bills. And if I had not have had that, I would not have been able to do it. There was a video where I saved $1,000 in a month. I had to use that. I had to use half of the savings where I've been saving the $5,550. I say it with glee because I am going to do it again, because I wasn't at the end. I was getting halfway there. So I had to put all of the funds that I had saved right back into my account. I wonder if I was someone who had not had those funds, like started to saving it. So I thank God that He gave me the mindset to know that I guess I was not just saving it to pay off my credit card debt like I thought. I was saving it to make sure that a rainy day like that, or to make sure that if something was ever to happen, I was able to take care of it. A little help from family as well, because, like I said, we still were able to go on a trip, and I still was able to do what I was supposed to do, but it's just heartbreaking that did take place. And I wanted to share this story with everyone so that they'll know to be aware, be careful, and monitor every piece of information on your bank account. Whether it's 50 cents, a quarter, $1. I know a lot of people say they do, but you don't when stuff is automatically taken out, because you see it, but a lot of the things that I saw was doubles and triples and doubles and triples. If I had gave a donation, someone had took double or they had took triple. And it took me a very long time to make this. It took a lot of, confidence that I had in the system. I already didn't have much confidence and trust in the system, but it took a lot of the confidence that I had in the system. I'm thankful that YouTube has and Google has a form that you can go and get your money back from fraudulent claims or fraudulent things. And so I won't get it all back because I can't decipher from what the membership was and what my memberships weren't from other content creators, but I will get it back from people. Now, the people that I gave the donations to, they won't get them. They won't get them, and that's the most heartbreakingest thing to me. But it also taught me a lesson, to just put a prepaid card in that space and leave that there and not put my bank account out here. So now I'm looking at Netflix funny. I'm looking at Amazon Prime. I'm looking at all of those companies funny sideways and not putting my bank account on those things. So I'll be doing things a little bit different and handling my personal account a little differently. I thank God that I can continue to go on, pay bills, still live, and start all over. So when you watch my next video, you will be watching me start from scratch. And that is why I have not done any of those, because I believe that I should be transparent. I don't want to just get something and do it and it's not really real. I want to be able to be actually going through the motions and showing you how to do what I'm doing. So I'm going to wrap this video up right now. I think I've gone on and on about how it happened. I really don't know exactly how it happened, but I know it took place through my cell phone. And I know for a fact that when your cell phone feels hot, or you get crazy text messages, or you get crazy pictures, or something, they're asking you for something, and all these unknown calls from all this stuff, that means that something is wrong with your phone. And I learned that real quick by doing a little research, and I'm still smiling through it all. I wasn't earlier, but I am smiling right now because I know that this is only going to make me stronger and better and much wiser. And I want everybody to know that if this is something that has happened to you, you have a place where you can contact YouTube, Google, or your bank and make those claims where you can get your money back into your account and feel better later. It's been a month now, so this has been going on. That had been going on with me for like since March, and I didn't know it. So you can get it back. Just be patient and keep smiling through it. And I'm gonna make another video later, and there'll be more finance videos to come, as well as vlogging videos and as well as other things. So with that being said, this was a crazy story time, but it is what it is. And check out my other videos, my latest videos right there. And if you haven't already subscribed, like I said earlier in the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.